Race fans, are you ready for the modifieds? It seems like we've gone through this before. I know you can do better than that. You are the greatest fans in pure Michigan, if not the Great Lakes region of the country. Are you ready for the crown jewel of the modified racing in the country? We're going to send them off in style, the most famous words in motorsports. We got a little bit of help from the International 500 Snowmobile Race Board of Directors, but we need your help as well. Let's count them off in style. At the count of 5, 4. Thank you very much. It's time to go. Open Wheel Warrior Racing. This is Hot Shoe 100X.
All right, 24 starters roar to life as we get set to go 100 laps. The Hot Shoe 100. Alex Donnert will start on pole. Jeremy Jaraneski in the one starts to his outside. Jaraneski, a feature winner in waiting, it has felt like, and what a stage it would be to take a victory if he were to hang on for this one. But he's got some stiff competition out there. 23 other cars that are the best of the best in open wheel racing here in the state of Michigan, in the Midwest region, Southern Ontario. Well, Matt, we got a great crowd on hand here tonight to witness one of the biggest modified races in the country.
No doubt about it. And we mentioned it, right before we sent them off. 7 different states, 1 Canadian province, the 24 very best modified drivers in North America. There's not a driver watching on Owosso Speedway's YouTube channel. There's not a driver sitting in the stands that cannot agree, that they have to agree. These are the 24 very best. If those drivers think they're one of the 24 very best, they'd be behind the wheel of a race car right now.
Well, look at the entry list. When that first went out, you had north of 60 drivers that signed up, and as time whittled on and these guys had moments of introspection and the chance to think, can I compete? A lot of them said no.
Yeah, we had 5 drivers that ran at the prelude to the Hot Shoe 2 weekends ago. They didn't make the show. That Monday, Bud Gray, the third, and myself, phone calls, texts, whatever the case may be, we got to drop out. We're not going to make the show. And there's no shame in that because, again, these are the 24 best modified drivers in North America. And they're going to put on a show for you for 100 laps. As we are just about set to go, Alex Donnert, Jeremy Jaraneski, your front row. Kyle Hayden, Todd Jackson, row number 2. And race fans, in just a moment. Couple of pace laps before we get going. So race fans, you're going to see the teams go into turns 1 and 2. Earlier this week, we lost one of the greatest race car drivers in Central Michigan. We lost Charlie Ryan Sr. At this time, we want you to get up. We want you to stand up as we pay tribute with a missing man formation. This is in the honor and the memory of the late Charlie Ryan Sr. back around. Get him up, get him up, get him up. And race fans, we want you to stay standing up. We want you to stay getting up. It's time for the crown jewel of modified racing in the country. 24 of the very best open wheel warriors will go one-on-one for 100 laps. This is Hot Shoe 100X, the 10th anniversary of the greatest modified race in the country. This time by, the field will get the 1 lap to go signal from chief starter Leo Schwayer from Angola, Indiana. Your honorary starter. 1 lap to go signal, we're going green next time. Your honorary starter is chairman of the board of the International 500 Snowmobile Race, Rick Federer. Alex Donner, Jeremy Jaronowski lead the field out of turns 3 and 4. Rick Federer, the green flag in hand, and we are racing.
100 laps, a long way to go. The 3-car at Donnert slid the rear end just a little bit on the initial start. Kyle Hayden in that white number 22 is going to be one to watch here in the early going. He's the fastest qualifying car towards the front of the field, Matt. He's going to try to capitalize early and run away in height.
Kyle Hayden's one of the ones to watch. How about all 24 cars are ones to watch in this one? As Kyle Hayden, but your call, Kyle Hayden takes the lead on lap number 2. 2 laps, 2 leaders.
Yeah, very aggressive move there by the 22, but this is going to play into his strategy. I think now Hayden, a very smart driver in his own right, can maintain his lead at this point. So as the cream starts to rise to the top, he's the one leading the charge.
And that's just a thing, Chris Phobie. All 24 cars are the cream rising to the top. You're going to see a lot of moving and shaking, back and forth action. Case in point, Alex Sutter the second. He's got 2 of the very best. Brian Nestor, Aaron Taylor, 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, Nestor, a 4-time winner of this event. And it's been quite a long drought for him in this event as well. It's gone to 3 different tracks since he's last won.
He won 4 of the first 5 Hot Shoe 100. He won it in 2014, 2015, 2017, 2018, all at Owosso Speedway. It's been 6 long years since perhaps and arguably one of the very best modified drivers of the modern era has gone to victory lane in this event. Looking for win number 5. He's on the podium in 3rd.
And right now it's a nose-to-tail battle for second spot as your pole sitter Alex Donner tries to hold off Nestor, who's trying to hold off Aaron Taylor in the 22, our current weekly points leader.
Yeah, Valley Truck Center modified points leader Aaron Taylor trying to get by Brian Nestor, but he's got a back bumper full of Todd Jackson, who's in the same car that Blake Rowe won this event in 1 year ago, as now Nestor and Taylor both get by Alex Donner. We got trouble in turn number 2. BJ Marcoux turns it around, brings out our first caution.
Well, obviously the incident will be reviewed, but could potentially be a very tough break for Marcoux, a driver that has greatly improved his form here at the Owosso Speedway. I mean, last year he put in literal hundreds of practice laps trying to get this place figured out.
Remember that last year? My goodness. I mean, it was just such amazing. We got a 3rd man on the crew, don't we? It's Roger Williams. Roger, what do you got?
There we go.
There he is.
Watching Mark just got out of the groove over here in 1 and 2, and he had no grip on the back end, and around he went. Turn number 2.
Roger, thank you so much. And there you have that, McGregor Plumbing and Heating. Old school chassis. How about it? A wind pusher for BJ Marcoux.
Yeah, not very many of those left out there.
But Mike Wieman and the crew there out of Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada. The cars out of Sault Ste. Marie. BJ Marcoux out of Gooley River, Ontario. You talk about northern Canada. They fight bears weekly.
Not just bears, polar bears.
Polar bears, yes indeed. The elk there are the size of trucks.
And let's not even get started on the moose.
Oh my gosh. Whew. But good deer hunting up there, I tell you what.
Well, I mean, at this point, they got to go out in the open to eat because they're all chased off by the gigantic car-sized elk.
Right.
So we did manage to get 7 laps in, 93 to go. Kyle Hayden leads.
Once again, a couple things. This is under Midwest Modifies Tour, Power by Wheeler Trucking rules. Caution flag laps do not count in this event. Having said that, there will be a fuel stop. 100 laps is the longest race in the country for these type of modifieds. There will be a fuel stop between laps 40 and 55 if there's a caution. Otherwise, a caution flag will fly on lap 55.
And that type of information is something these teams keep squirreled away for the purpose of strategy and gamesmanship, we'll call it. Looks like they are getting lined up now, double file. And its leader has the option, correct?
That is correct. The leader has the option of choosing the inside or outside lane. In this case, Kyle Hayden choosing the inside, forcing the second place driver, in this case, the number 3 of Alex Donner, to his right elbow in row number 1. Everybody else 2 by 2 behind him, and that is the Hot Shoe 100 / Midwest Modifieds Tour restart procedure.
We did go back to the last completed lap. That's how Donner ends up back on the front row. So as mentioned, 7 in, 93 to go here as we work our first caution of the Hot Shoe 100. Safety car bails out to the infield. Hayden and Donner will bring them back to green.
Kyle Hayden on the inside, Alex Donner on the high side. Green flags out. We're back underway with Hot Shoe 100X. The 10th anniversary of the crown jewel of modified racing in the country. And there goes Brian Nestor right back to work on the inside of Donner. Todd Jackson to the inside of Aaron Taylor. Don't see that happen very often. Aaron Taylor getting passed.
Yeah, that has not happened in a very long time here at the Owosso Speedway. But Todd Jackson, a driver that could be a bit of a dark horse pick for this one. Again, a lot of the drivers from way up north don't get their due credit, but Jackson has regularly put together very fast cars, whether for himself or for someone else. Oh, 36 of Billy Luckhurst made contact with, I believe it was the 12 of Nick Lakota as the caution comes out.
Michael Stone may have been innocently involved in that one as well. Brings out our second caution flag on lap number 9. With 9 laps completed, 91 laps to go.
Yeah, and that could potentially be maybe damage suspension for the 36. It was a pretty good hit there to that left front.
9 laps completed, 91 laps, or 8 laps completed, 92 laps to go, excuse me, reverting back to the last completed lap. Now, Kyle Hayden's got to deal with the all-time winningest driver in Midwest Modified Tour history, as well as the only former winner of the Hot Shoe 100, Brian Nestor.
Yeah, winningest driver in the series, winningest driver in the race, winningest driver probably in this type of car anywhere that's still active. It's
a fair argument that Brian Nestor, one of the very best of the modern era of modified racing. Modern era, we can go 25. Let's go back 25 years to 1999. Can you name one any better? No.
Definitely not one that's still doing it.
You can make an argument here at Owosso Speedway for Bill Luckhurst. For Bill Luckhurst, not Billy, Bill Luckhurst. But that's just here at Owosso Speedway. We're talking about all over the country.
Yeah, well, particularly in this part of Michigan, a lot of the shine that Nestor's had over the years kind of gets overlooked because he did so much of it not here.
Right.
I mean, he was a threat every week down in Spartan. He raced here periodically, but really his bread and butter has been down south, Ohio, Indiana. That's where he's made his name.
And Roger Williams may have something. We'll hold that thought, Roger. The green flag's coming back out. We're back underway.
And Kyle Hayden, a very solid restart in that number 22, pulls ahead of Nestor going down the back straightaway. Todd Jackson continues to be on the move to the outside of Nestor now for the second spot as we come around.
Hayden, your leader, Nestor second. Here comes Todd Jackson. We mentioned right before the caution, that car is Blake Rowe's winning car of all 3 of his Hot Shoe wins. 2019 at Kinross Raceway Park, 2021 at Springport Mid-Michigan Speedway, and 363 days ago today, right here at Owosso Speedway.
Ooh,
Todd Jackson in that car. Yes, Nestor got sideways. Jackson to the inside will take second.
Yeah, tank slapper for the 11 allows the 51 to sneak through. Matt Dimmitt shows him the nose. Oh, they make contact. Dimmitt goes around.
Oh, Josh Ware.
Josh Ware. Wow.
Hard contact for Josh Ware, the Mickey Sleds and Snowmobile Depot, number 7. Heavy damage to that machine on lap 11.
Yeah, Ware might have rode the wall there a little bit. Heavy damage to the right front. Getting word he is okay down there, so great news. Josh Ware is okay.
Yeah, he was up on 3 wheels. He had 3 wheels in the air when he hit that wall over there outside of turn number 4. And I'm going to imagine it knocked the brakes right out of that machine as he went right across the track and was unable to stop.
And you can see, thank you very much, Rod. You can see he's taking the helmet off. The window net is down. He is moving down there. The 49-year-old from Michigan's Upper Peninsula in Barbeau, Michigan. For where is Barbeau? It is southeast of Sault Ste. Marie, northeast, if you will, of St. Ignace, Michigan, for those of you who know your geography of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. 90 laps to go. Kyle Hayden took the lead on lap 2 and chose the inside on the restart. Now, and he has Brian Nestor to his right elbow. That's got to be a little intimidating.
A bit of a reprieve for Nestor going back to the last completed lap. He had lost second place to Todd Jackson. So he gets a mulligan, if you will, and he'll restart on the outside of that front row.
Trevor Barry, your Birkin Nestor Race Cars Fast Qualifier, started 10th. He is quietly up to 6th. In that, O'Connor Trucking, number 37, right next to fellow DG Performance entry, Alex Donald, who is your pole sitter. Out of turn number 4, green flag's out. We're back underway. Nestor working the high side of Kyle Hayden. Aaron Taylor's right back there as well as Nestor in a 22 sandwich, but Todd Jackson trying to break that up. Kyle Hayden continuing to show the way, but he's got Brian Nestor, Aaron Taylor, Todd Jackson breathing down his neck.
Yeah, Taylor has been one of those regularly trying to get that second groove warmed up and running. So if anyone can make it work right now, it's going to be Taylor as he now gets to the outside of Nestor for a second as we get back to the line.
Aaron Taylor around the outside. The number 22 machine, your Valley Truck Center modified points leader, makes the pass on Brian Nestor. And it's kind of a little bit of a deja vu, only with the spots reversed. Kyle Hayden, Aaron Taylor, round 2. For those of you that were here 2 weekends ago on July 27th, Midwest Modifieds Tour event, these two number 22s went toe-to-toe in the prelude to the Hot Shield. They'll resume the battle here with 86 laps to go.
Yeah, still a long way to go as these two will duke it out once again. Battle for third still going on as Todd Jackson tries to take the long way around the 11 of Brian Nestor. And knocking on the door to your top 4 is the 37 of Trevor Barry, your fast qualifier, with Curtis Spencer now trying to get around Barry on the outside.
Kyle Hayden, your race leader, the number 22 car. Aaron Taylor riding second. Todd Jackson in third. Battle for fourth. Brian Nestor shuffled back into the grass of Curtis Spencer. Has Trevor Barry right there as well in the 6th spot. Well, up front into turns 3 and 4. Hayden, Taylor again. They're joined by Todd Jackson.
Now, Curtis Spencer, that number 93, has had a very up and down season. He won the Bob Finley Memorial, barely snuck his way into the show in the Midwest Modified race a couple weeks ago, but now he's working around the outside of Brian Nestor to move up into 4th and trying to run down your top 3.
Curtis Spencer into the 4th spot around Nestor. As Trevor Barry right there as well in the 37. Jeremy Jaroneski's hung around. We go to the back of the battle up front to turns 3 and 4. The 22's duking it out. Aaron Taylor to the inside. Give him the lead on lap 19.
So the scoreboard stays the same, but your two drivers at the front of the field will swap positions. Aaron Taylor leapfrogs Kyle Hayden to be out in front. Curtis Spencer has very quickly reeled in your top 3.
Curtis Spencer looking to make it a 4-car battle. Spencer looking awfully strong. Perhaps the first time since he won the Bob Finley Memorial, he has looked this good in that Gaffner Towing and Recovery number 93.
And Todd Jackson now beginning to look to the outside of Kyle Hayden. Oh, caution flag out.
Oh, we got BJ Marcoux spun over in turn number 3 one more time, bringing out the caution flag for the 4th time. 21 laps completed. 79 laps to go. $20 laps completed, 80 laps to go. 20% through the Hot Shoe 100X. the 10th anniversary. As Aaron Taylor, Kyle Hayden, and Taylor choosing the inside lane, puts Kyle Hayden to his right elbow, the pair of 22s. Seems like we've seen this before.
Yeah, it's kind of giving me deja vu.
2 weekends ago, for those that missed it, the prelude to the hot shoe from the Midwest Modifieds Tour powered by Wheeler Trucking. These same number 22s, Aaron Taylor in the orange 22, the white 22 of Kyle Hayden, they put on a battle for the ages in that event. Aaron Taylor taking the win. This is round 2.
Available to watch on our archives on the YouTube channel.
Indeed. Green flag's out. We're back underway. Todd Jackson is right there in the 51 machine. Taylor got a good start on Hayden. Jackson's third, Spencer fourth. There goes Brian Nestor and Trevor Berry. Jeremy Jaraneski hanging on the number 1 machine. And how about Billy Luckers hanging out in the top 10?
I'm going to be honest, when I saw that caution he got mixed up in, I really thought Billy was probably done for. But there he is hanging out in the upper half of the field. A little bit of contact there with the 00 Hudson.
22 laps completed, 78 laps to go. Aaron Taylor now with a slight advantage. First battle on the racetracks for 5th. Fast qualifier, Trevor Berry around the outside of Brian Nestor. Berry saying thank you very much for the $200 for the Burke & Nestor Race Cars Fast Qualifier Award. Now in a passion going in the top 5.
And Berry's had a pretty quiet race this first 23 laps, not making a lot of explosive moves, but just very methodically picking his way towards the front, and now finds himself inside of the top 5 for the first time this evening.
Almost a quarter of the way through the 10th anniversary of the Hot Shoe 100. This time by 25 laps completed, 75 laps to go. Aaron Taylor, your race leader in the 22 car, the orange 22. The white 22, Kyle Hayden running second. The 951 of Todd Jackson third. 93 of Curtis Spencer fourth. Trevor Berry, your fast qualifier, is running in the top 5. Brian Nestor sixth. Jeremy Jaraneski seventh. Polson and Alex Donald eighth. David McManus up to the 9th spot, the number 7 machine. As he started in 17th, McManus up to 9th, and Billy Luckers running at the top 10.
Well, this is another one, Matt, where you look at the depth of talent in this field, and movement like what we're seeing out of McManus from that far back is very impressive. We've talked about it till we're blue in the face. Top to bottom, this is a outstanding, amazing, all the superlatives you can think of describe this field. And McManus showing why he's a champion here at the Owosso Speedway as he continues to pick his way forward. Kind of a similar modus operandi to what we're seeing out of the 37 of Trevor Berry, but unfortunately he had to start from a lot further back than Trevor Berry did.
And to the point about McManus, that white and maroon number 7 making his way down the backstretch, he has had a very auspicious season this year. Splitting time between this modified and an Outlaw Super Late Model in the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model series. He has freely admitted it has been very tough to maintain 2 cars, the 2 disciplines. He's yet to go to victory lane this season.
And that's coming from a guy that won 2 track championships last year and more races than you could probably count. So he's been very open and honest about the struggles, but the 05 of Greg Fullerton pulls it down to the infield. Looks like his night's over.
Oh, tough break for the driver originally from Melbourne, Victoria, in his native country of Australia. We talk about JP Del Paggio fighting bears. Greg Fullerton, when he was growing up, he fought kangaroos.
And probably spiders the size of his face.
Yes, indeed. Aaron Taylor continues to show the way. Kyle Hayden second. Todd Jackson is just all up in the back bumper of Kyle Hayden.
Ooh, well, he was there for a second. He might have overcooked it there going into the corner, and he lost touch with the white 22.
Of Hayden as Aaron Taylor now opening up that lead, biggest lead of the race. A 1.6 second advantage over Kyle Hayden, who has fought off the advance of the Todd Jackson for now, while Curtis Spencer just lurking there in 4th, Trevor Berry riding in 5th.
And we are very quickly closing in on that range where we could see the fuel stop happen, Matt. We're at lap 35 right now. Anywhere between 40 and 55 is the range. So if we get a caution sometime after the next 10 laps, we'll end up with a fuel stop, which will be a big reset for this race. The cars will stop, they'll get fueled up, tires will cool down, and we could see a totally different landscape once this race resumes.
And that's the thing with a fuel stop. All you can do on the car is put fuel in it. That's it. You can't change tire pressures. You can't do anything to that. You can't pull a fender. You can't do anything but put fuel in that car. That's all you can do.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but these cars actually don't have fenders.
Quarter panels. How's that?
That's better.
38 laps completed, 62 laps to go. If a caution does not occur between laps 40 and 55, once lap 55 is complete, the caution will then come out from Chief Starter Wheel Schwer. As McManus continues to work his way through the field in the back, let's look towards the front. Todd Jackson back up in all over Kyle Hayden for that second spot. Hayden cannot get rid of Todd Jackson.
No, Todd Jackson kind of like a bad itch right now.
Todd Jackson, no slouch, to say the least. The 47-year-old from Dafter, Michigan. A three-time track champion at Kinross Raceway Park. He'll go to the inside of Kyle Hayden. Gives second spot to Todd Jackson. Jackson doesn't race very often anymore. He'll make about 4 or 5 appearances a year. This is only his third start of the year. He started the year at Bristol Motor Speedway, won a last chance race to get into that show. He ran this year here at Owosso Speedway to debut that car he just bought from Blake Rowe.
Ooh, big moment there for Jackson off of 2.
And to finish that thought, this is the third race of the year for Jackson in that Preston Excavating number 51.
Well, it looks like quite a few cars now are getting a little slip slidey coming out of the corners, Matt.
A lot of drivers, a lot of teams praying for that fuel break. Give them that rear end weight they so desired when they started this race with. But the difference will be once the fuel break's over, they get the fuel back, they got the weight back, but the tires will have how many laps on them?
Exactly, plus a complete heat cycle
From qualifying, yes.
From how long things run, another heat cycle. We are in that range. The next caution up to lap 55 will kick off the fuel stop unless we don't have a caution in the next 10 laps.
And for the first time tonight on lap 46, check that. Yeah, 46. Aaron Taylor's in lap traffic. It took 46 laps for Aaron Taylor to get to the back of the field.
Yeah, Lucas Ripley, the first one to fall.
The Urich Ohio driver goes a lap down. First car go down. And how about this? Aaron Taylor, the back of the lead pack cars. Last car in the lead lap, that's Chuck Barnes Jr. How and when have you seen Chuck Barnes Jr. potentially go a lap down?
I don't think ever.
It's the first. This is the first right there. Aaron Taylor just put Chuck Barnes Jr. a lap down.
Well, Chuck Barnes is kind of like the guy that wakes up in the morning and has nails for breakfast.
Yes.
He learned to drive and has excelled at driving on some of the most difficult tracks there are anywhere. He comes here to a nice, new, smooth surface, and you might as well have handed him a Chinese Rubik's Cube.
And that's, yeah, exactly to that point. He's used to the tracks, as we're halfway home, by the way. 50 laps completed, 50-0. He's used to those rough, cratered racetracks as Jeremy Jaraneski is off the pace of the one car, and that's going to bring out the caution flag at the halfway point. But to finish that thought, Chuck Barnes Jr. is used to those rough, cratered, high-banked, sweeping, cornered half miles of Winchester Speedway, Salem Speedway, and a little bit bigger half mile down the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway where the bulk of his victories have come. This is a whole new ballgame for Chuck Barnes. He said he has admitted this is the hardest track he has ever had to try to figure out.
Well, we'll shuffle the field a little bit, Matt.
We will.
As you mentioned, Trevor Berry going to the back, Nick Clemens going to the back. Those are a couple of very stout cars.
And Nick Clemens, nothing to lose. He was running 17th in the field, and Clemens started this race in 23rd. He advanced 6 positions, but as we mentioned, any one of these 24 drivers could go to victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, the margin of error here is non-existent. You're either 100% on your game or you're out to lunch. There is no middle ground in this race.
It took 46 laps before lap traffic started becoming a factor.
Yeah, that
That was
alone.
just 3 laps ago.
Yeah. And now we're resetting the field once again. We may not see another left car the way things have gone.
So here we go. Aaron Taylor takes the inside lane. To his right elbow will be Dafter, Michigan's Todd Jackson.
That's not a real place.
It is.
I
Outside of Sault
doubt.
Ste. Marie, he's got a tie here to Owosso Speedway. His wife is the daughter of former Owosso Speedway track champion in the street stock division, Tom Stone.
All right, Luke Warhurst is the lucky dog recipient. He'll get back on the lead lap.
So here we go. Aaron Taylor, Todd Jackson, out of turns 3 and 4. Chief Starter Wheel Schwager, the green flag in hand, and we're back underway. 49 in, 51 to go. They'll see the official halfway signal given this time by. As on that last caution, we reverted back to the last completed lap. Curtis Spencer to the high side of Kyle Hayden. Now we're halfway, 50 in, 50 to go.
And you got to keep one eye on the back half of the field. Trevor Berry has got to be in the conversation of this race. He made the big gamble. We'll see what he can do. And up at the front of the field, Kyle Hayden now getting back by Todd Jackson to move back up into the second spot.
Hayden trying to resume that battle with 22. Nice, nifty move. Crossover by Todd Jackson. They lock wheels. And Jackson able to keep it in the second spot. What a crossover move by Jackson. But here comes Hayden right back.
Yeah, Kyle Hayden tried to go for the switchback himself. Wasn't quite as successful. Then now Jackson wide off at 2. Hayden gets the nose in there, but not able to advance forward. Problem for Terry Trost.
Trost falling to the back of the field. How about the run by David McManus? Started 17th, and your defending track champion is up to 6th.
He's got to be closing in on being a shoe-in for a hard charger of this one. Caution on the speedway.
Caution flag out. Looking around to see where it's at. Possible debris
Over here in turn 2.
So
good, nice
debris in
eagle,
turn 2.
eagle eye by Roger Williams. Debris over in turn number 2.
Yeah,
No, a car.
Unless it's green or red.
And it's a whole car. That's a lot of debris. Thomas May spins it. He was caught right behind those tractor tires, right behind the light pole.
Yeah, they got bottled up going into turn number 1, and he slipped the front straightaway. You can kind of see the tire marks just past the start-finish line going through the infield.
Oh, yeah, there it is. You can see it right there going down. In our line of sight. It's right by that fence post there, Matt. So Thomas Mays, unfortunately, going for a ride. All right, Taylor and Jackson lead him off in turn 4. Green flag's back out. We're back underway.
Aaron Taylor, race leader. He had Todd Jackson to his right elbow. Kyle Hayden going to try it again and get by. Curtis Spencer is there. So is Brian Nestor. Alex Stoddard's been hanging around the top 10, and here comes Brett Hudson. We haven't called his name much tonight.
No, up to this point, Matt, all we've talked about Brett Hudson is him being adjacent to other things going on. But yeah, he's definitely having a good run here in the back half of this race.
Matt Dimmitt has quietly worked his way back in the top 10. The number 7 machine, he started 8th. Dimmitt running in the 9th spot. Nick Lakota rounding out the top 10. He's got a back bumper full of BJ Marcoux, who's went to the back twice. And now he's battling Lakota for the 11th spot. Taylor and Hayden continue to show the way. Todd Jackson 3rd, Curtis Spencer 4th, Brian Nestor 5th, David McManus 6th, Alex Donner 7th, not for long. Matt Dimmitt to the inside.
And Trevor Berry, we talked about him, went to the back. He's already up to the 12th position, Matt.
Trevor Berry, your Bergen Nestor race car's fast qualifier, breaking his own track record in the Hot Shoe 100 by 2 1,000ths of a second. Now working on BJ Marcoux for that 11th spot. Dimmitt, though, right in front of Brett Hudson. Now going by Alex Donner. Put Dimmitt to the 7th spot in the number 7 machine. He'll set his sights on another number 7. That one, David McManus.
Yeah, McManus has had a full day of work in already, just getting up to this point. Started deep in the field, up to the 6th spot. And really, Matt, I expected the landscape of this race to change a lot more here as we came back to green from the fuel stop. But so far, other than Trevor Berry going to the back, really it's remained pretty much status quo.
It has, and speaking of Trevor Berry, he's working on the high side of Nick Lakota to try to put himself back in the top 10. That red number 37 of Trevor Berry working on former track champion Nick Lakota. Berry still trying to make that lane work. Lakota shuts the door, back out in front. Aaron Taylor leads, a battle for second now. Kyle Hayden, Todd Jackson continue to duke it out. Curtis Spencer's fourth. Brian Nestor is fifth. You're in that kind of stage where you want to ride a little bit, but you know with 37 laps to go, the time to go is going to be pretty soon.
Jackson and Hayden making contact. This is very reminiscent of Rene Arnoux and Gilles Villeneuve, where they're not racing for the win, but boy, are they racing.
Oh, no doubt about it. And that second place payoff, it's $10,024 to win. But that second place payoff ain't no slouch either. $6,500 for the runner-up in this event.
Oh, there goes Jackson back, trying to get up ahead of the 22. He does, but Hayden goes for the switchback off of turn 4.
Oh, Jackson got all kinds of squirrely coming out of turns 1 and 2. He made the stay moving forward, and he keeps the second spot. What a display of driving by the Dafter Michigan driver, Todd Jackson.
That's been the thing about Todd Jackson's race so far. It certainly has not been error-free, whether of his own doing or whether a handling issue with the car. There's been mistakes made by the 51, but he has so much speed and handling in that car. Once he gets the car back underneath him, he can drive through it, drive past it. And you got to think, too, for the 22 of Hayden behind him, that's going to make him really hesitant to make anything resembling a bold move on Jackson. Because if Jackson doesn't know what his car is going to do, how is Hayden going to be able to predict what it's going to do?
Todd Jackson, as we mentioned, he's a 3-time track champion up at Kinross Raceway Park up in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. That is his home track. This is by far, and he'll even tell you, this is the most competitive car he has ever had in his career, and it's a good piece too. We've talked about it ad nauseum. That is the 3-time Hot Shoe 100 winner, Blake Rose, former modified.
And those 3 Hot Shoe wins are just some of the wins that car has.
Oh, yeah.
That car has been to victory lane in some of the biggest modified races besides just this one.
Blake Rose went to victory lane at Indianapolis Raceway Park. He won 7 times on the Midwest Modifieds Tour. And Trevor Berry calls it a night in the 37. Your fast qualifier is done. Tough break for Berry.
Yeah, that's got to be a huge disappointment. He made the gamble. It looked like it may pay off in the long run, but unfortunately, he hit snake eyes.
You're not missing a thing out front. Aaron Taylor out in front by a second and a half over Todd Jackson, who has now finally put some real estate between himself and Aaron Taylor. Curtis Spencer is fourth, but he's got the Wheeler Trucking pseudo teammates of Brian Nestor and David McManus right behind him.
Yeah, I feel like this race will give that 93 car a strong aversion to the colors maroon and white.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As Nestor working on Spencer, and Jackson has cut 2/10 into Aaron Taylor's lead with 26 laps to go. This race has gone relatively quick, Chris Foby.
Yeah, Jackson has finally broken free of Kyle Hayden, which he struggled with for the majority of the 75 laps we've ran so far. And now that he's gotten free of that battle, he's beginning to chip away at the advantage that Taylor has. He's been consistently and quietly quicker the last several laps, not by a huge margin, but by enough. And he's still got 24 laps to chip away at that lead, and there's still the potential of a caution.
Your race leader is your Current Valley Truck Center Modified points leader here at Owosso Speedway. The 27-year-old from Jackson, Michigan, Aaron Taylor. He has had a career season. 4 feature wins here at Owosso Speedway. Add another one in the Midwest Modified Tour here at Owosso Speedway. He was the winner of the prelude to the Hot Shoe. My goodness, if he's able to hang on for Hot Shoe 100X, wow, Aaron Taylor would definitely stamp the exclamation point on his 2024 season.
Well, and you got to think this race, something that probably is weighing really heavily on him. His grandfather, Charlie Ryan Sr., passing away earlier this week. And you know this is exactly where his grandfather would want him to be, behind the wheel of that car, turning laps.
Indeed, as Taylor working his way into turns 3 and 4. 20 laps to go. We're 80% through Hot Shoe 100X. But Todd Jackson's not going to make it easy. The lead now less than a second for Taylor. Here comes that black number 51 of Todd Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson's got the advantage under a second. Make that 0.8 of a second now. Continuing to chip away.
Roger Williams, what do you got?
Trevor Berry, well, those adjustments did not work out on that car. He is very frustrated. He parked it, and we'll leave it at that. Keep it clean.
Trevor Berry, who made his broadcasting debut last night in the new shoe shootout powered by Wheeler Trucking. Unfortunately for him, that's going to be the highlight of his hot shoe weekend.
Yeah, Trevor Berry, the type of guy, kind of wears his heart on his sleeve, and that level of disappointment, you know, the hot shoe owes him one. He's done everything in this race except win it.
And speaking of winning it, two drivers have never been to victory lane in the hot shoe. They're about to duke it out. Aaron Taylor leads, but Todd Jackson now 0.4 of a second. There's a couple car legs as Billy Luckhurst sideways in front of your leaders. Aaron Taylor splits the gap, and Luckhurst spins in the backstretch, brings out the caution flag with 16 laps to go.
All right, safety car pulls into the infield. We have 17 laps to go. It's still anybody's race.
Aaron Taylor, Todd Jackson to go one-on-one for the final 17 laps. Out of turn number 4, green flag, we're back underway. And Taylor, another strong start. Can Jackson make it work on the high side? Kyle Hayden's gonna stick his nose in there. And the Jackson-Hayden battle resumes once again. Brian Nestor to the inside of Curtis Spencer.
And that's the very last thing Todd Jackson wanted, was Kyle Hayden to get up there again. Oh, they're leaning on each other a little bit going into one. Jackson just trying to wrestle himself free of the 22 of Hayden. He knows he's got the pace to catch Taylor. Oh, they hot wheels.
And Jackson able to get away. That may have played in the favor of Todd Jackson. He's able to get away from Kyle Hayden. But now he's got to chase down Aaron Taylor again in the 22 machine. Here comes Curtis Spencer. They know the time is now. It's time to go. 14 laps to go in Hot Shoe 100X.
Yeah, you can hear it in the distance, Matt. The pay window's getting ready to open, and that's when the intensity goes up. Right now, Todd Jackson, fresh off of contact with Kyle Hayden, so keep an eye on that. He may have further issues as we get into this one, but he is once again running down Aaron Taylor.
Jackson has been kind of off on the restarts, but once the car gets going, he is fast. And he's running out of time. 12 laps to go, buddy. Your good call, Chris Folby. He is reeling in your race leader, Aaron Taylor.
Yes, shaves off a couple hundreds there, but he lost a lot of ground coming out of turn 2. It looked like the car tried to step out on him.
Kyle Hayden back in third. The first battle on the racetracks for fourth. Curtis Spencer and Brian Nestor as they battle for the 4th spot. 11 laps to go. Aaron Taylor, your race leader. Anyone in the top 4, should they go to victory lane, it would be the biggest win of their career.
Absolutely.
Brian Nestor's an old hat at this. He's done this 4 times. 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go in Hot Shoe 100X, the 10th anniversary of the crown jewel of modified racing in the country.
And as the laps start to get down closer to the single digits remaining, Aaron Taylor's now started to grow that lead again. He's now up to 0.7 over Todd Jackson.
If Jackson's got anything left in that Preston excavating number 51, he's got to show it now. He's got a safe piece of real estate between himself and Kyle Hayden, so he should be able to just concentrate on Aaron Taylor.
Nestor continuing to wrestle with the 93 of Curtis Spencer for the 4th position. Nestor going to pull ahead down into turn number 3. Spencer falls in line behind, but Jackson continuing to lose ground to Taylor.
Brian Nestor up to 4th. Best run for him in several months for the Hamilton, Indiana driver. In the race, he's won 4 times. It's Kyle Hayden working on the back bumper of Jackson. Taylor trying to get away. 6 laps to go for the Jackson, Michigan driver.
I would say it's pretty safe to say at this point, Matt, this is probably the best run Brian Nestor has had here at the Owosso Speedway in quite some time. It's been a struggle just to make the show for him recently. Oh, Todd Jackson gets to the back bumper of Kyle Hayden as we hit 5 laps to go.
Whoa,
Jackson way out of shape. Oh, what is that?
hard contact by Thomas Mays into the turn one wall. He started, it looked like a right front tire maybe went down on Mays. He slapped the front stretch wall, then collided with the turn one wall. Brings out the caution flag with 5 laps to go.
Wow.
That's exactly correct. The right front down, put him into that wall.
So we'll see what happens. A 3-lap shootout. I have literal goosebumps.
Oh,
right
dude,
now.
I'm telling you. The 222s, Aaron Taylor, Kyle Hayden lead them out of turns 3 and 4. Chief starter Wheel Schwer, the green flag in hand, and we're back underway. And they're side by side in the turns 1 and 2. Here we go. Taylor and Hayden, they go down the backstretch.
And they're about dead even as they get to turn number 3. Hayden on the outside, going to try to wring every bit of speed he can from the upper shelf. And that was Hayden at the line by 17 one-thousandths of a second.
With 2 to go, Kyle Hayden was able to take the lead, but Aaron Taylor takes it back. The white flag is out. 1 to go for Aaron Taylor.
Hayden went for the switchback. Taylor had the better drive off the corner. We're heading off at turn 2 for the final time. Who's it going to be?
Matt Dibbett up to third spot, but he ain't going to catch the 22s. Into turn number 3, out of turn number 4, one last chance, checkered flag. Aaron Taylor wins Hot Shoe 100X. Kyle Hayden second, Matt Dibbett third, Brian Nestor fourth, Todd Jackson in fifth.
What a race. What a race. Wow, a second round of this battle that has been amazing all year round. Aaron Taylor, the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he picks up the biggest victory of his career, hands down. Takes an extra cool down lap here to take some deep breaths, maybe a couple quiet moments talking to his grandpa. He heads down the back straightaway, getting ready to head to Gross Construction Victory Lane. And Taylor's gonna do a little bit of a smoke show over there in turn number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the Hot Shoe 100 10th anniversary, Aaron Taylor.
Your Valley Truck Center's modified points leader has just won the biggest race of his career. 2 weekends ago, he picked up the win in the prelude to the Hot Shoe, which at the time was the biggest win of his career. And now he just won $10,024 for winning Hot Shoe 100X. The Taylor Concrete Birkin Nestor Race Cars number 22, 27 years old, from Jackson, Michigan. 6th feature of the season here at Owosso Speedway. He's climbing out of the car. Your winner of Hot Shoe 100X, Aaron Taylor.